I say we just jump into like the most interesting, I think, topic of today's episode, which is our thoughts and feelings about this Zelda movie, okay? Because I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about
Okay.
this Zelda movie. And it's incredible how quickly when that trailer dropped, I think I legit outside of my like inside my gaming friends life and my like personal friends life, how many people sent me the like teaser or the
The,
screenshots
the
that got
photos,
leaked.
yeah.
And so yeah, it was a big thing. Everybody came running to me being like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "Do you
Well,
want to know?"
I will say that I think this will be the best Benjamin Evan Ainsworth movie I've ever seen. Just purely by the fact that every other movie that I've seen with this kid in it has been absolute dog shit.
Oh, well, that's great.
He was in this one movie called Everything's Going to Be Great with Bryan Cranston, and it's him, Bryan Cranston, and like, oh, there's another big Allison Janney. And I was like, how do you have that cast and then fuck up a movie so bad?
Is she? I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't looked into either one of them and like their history in film or anything like
You've
that.
seen
Is
an
sh
Allison Janney movie.
okay. So they're not like I do agree. We've talked about this a lot in my like group of friends, like online friends, of like I think that they did something very smart of not picking super well known actresses and actors because I think
I
that would
agree.
have put a lot of heat and a lot of pressure on the movie. And I think having a bit more unknown, an unknown cast, it also kind of like goes back to like what we talked about last week of like people who get stuck in these roles. Like I think if like people keep on joking of like Sydney Sweeney should have played Zelda. No, she wouldn't have because we
No,
all would have just saw Sydney Sweeney's boobs. Okay, so we don't need like to take these like massive characters and try to shove them into a role where all you're seeing is everything they've previously done. Like I like that it's
absolutely.
like a bit more open for interpretation.
Oh yeah, and I think there's just less baggage, like
Mm-hmm.
especially like is with Sydney Sweeney. There's a lot of baggage with her recently, and just
Mm-hmm.
how she's chosen to promote things. And I think with this younger cast, it's actually kind of nice because you're going to have them be kind of age appropriate for
Mm-hmm.
Link
That
and Zelda
too.
for a while. It'll be the first time since the 80s. We should really do an entire episode where I just walk you through the Legend of Zelda TV show.
Okay.
But since the 80s that we've seen Link talk in anything, which will be a lot of fun. Um, I'm kind of, how do you feel? Because it kind of
Mm.
looks here like it's going to like Link and Zelda going on an adventure as opposed to like Link going to save Zelda. I kind of like that, but how do you feel about it?
I don't it's hard because like it just brings up so many questions for me because like I don't know what the best direction for this movie would be, whether it would be to take on a storyline like Ocarina of Time is pretty easy to like follow of like
Yeah.
princess is captured, princess needs saving, you met her, she's gone, defeat Ganon, get the princess back.
Mhm.
So like I feel like a lot of the games are kind of easy timelines to follow. So I'm like, okay, would it be smart for them just to pick a game and do that? Or do they start to build this whole different narrative like Zelda starts more like a friend or a buddy and they're doing adventures together? Or is this like after a Ganon situation? It's hard for me to decide which one I think would be a better avenue for them.
Sure.
um, I don't know. I am not I wouldn't be mad if they kept the kind of damsel in distress. I think the problem is again, this is the questions that go through my head. Is Link gonna talk? Because I'm not opposed to him not talking really, but then it does make for a very awkward movie. And to combat
Yeah.
that, you throw in Zelda.
Well, I will say, I will say, I just went to go see the new Predator movie, Predator Badlands. I saw that like a week and a half ago,
Hmm.
and in that movie, Elle Fanning is speaking English.
I love her, by the
Uh,
way.
she's wonderful.
I love
Uh,
her.
um, and she's actually really great in this movie. If you like an Elle Fanning movie, Predator Badlands, kind
Yeah.
of fun. You don't have to have watched any of the other movies.
Okay,
It's kind
that's
of a
good
fun movie. I think you'd
because
enjoy it.
she's grown on me a lot.
Um, Also, if you're looking for a TV show with her, The Great, awesome show.
Okay, hold on, freeze, pause. I watched The Great. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't finish The Great because somebody. Okay, we've talked about this. A little side note tangent. Remember one time I said I can't stand it when people are like, "You'll never believe the ending." I had somebody who was like, the ending really pissed me off, and I never finished the show because I was scared of what was going to happen.
How far did you get?
Where if you don't want to know and you haven't seen The Great, I would mute for like the next
Read a
minute.
fucking history book. Catherine the Great was alive 400 years ago. All right,
I got
what?
to
300 years ago, but anyway.
I got to where she officially like she takes over.
Yeah.
And they're like in this like kind of battle of like, could he be coming back? Is he not coming back? Is there actually a love interest here? And that I think that was where I ended. Do I go back and finish it?
It's a good show.
Okay.
I don't know. It's you should at least watch the first 2 seasons. If you don't want to watch the 3rd season, fine. But like you should watch. It's a good show.
Maybe I'll go back and finish it.
Nick Holt is awesome. Like Elle Fanning's awesome. It's a great show.
It is. That was my follow-up show after watching Bridgerton. I was like, I need to stay in this like kind of time period. And it was really hard for me to get into it because it's a bit more like raunchy and like it's very different, but I really enjoyed it. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so in Predator Badlands, Elle Fanning is speaking English, but the Predator's not, and so like you get some subtitles from him, but like it's a lot of her talking. So there is a world where that happens, but I don't think that's the vibe they're going to go for. These photos look very earnest, and honestly, I just can't take Evan Ainsworth seriously because I hated Pinocchio and I hated Everything's Going to Be Okay so much that I don't think I can. He really has to sell me on being Link, but yeah.
I will say though, I am excited because something I didn't know was the director of this movie is a bit more well known. And I think if you're gonna do unknown cast, a good director is great. I think he did the last Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And to my understanding, it was like one of the good ones, and visually it was really pleasing. So that gives me a lot of hope that maybe, while they might not have like the most amazing like well-known actors and actresses there, hopefully a good director behind the scenes really coaching and giving like light to the scenery at least and everything will help make this movie great. Here's my kind of like overall thoughts on it, and I've said this before, I don't think it's just not something I think we need to turn into a movie, but I'm interested. Everybody's like, what do you think? I'm like, it's something I don't think we needed to do, but whatever. We did to Mario.
Mario movies were great.
I was gonna say, and I was happily surprised by the Mario movie. Honestly, I thought it was fun.
I'm pumped for the second one,
and the second one looks cute. So, I think the low key cast and a high key director, I'm hoping will be a good mix.
That's good,
but it gives me a lot of questions.
With that, welcome to the Still Loading podcast. We jumped right into the news today. Lizzie, let's circle back here. What's new with you? Tell me about your life. What have you been playing? What have you been watching? What have you been doing?
So it occurred to me the other day that I have never sat down and actually watched. Right now, my husband and I are very into Christmas holiday anything show, but specifically cooking ones. So we have like 4 different Christmas cooking shows we're circulating. Like one of them is like a gingerbread one where they build like these gingerbread houses and they're making like a whole like town out of them. I can't remember. There's like the holiday cook-off one. We literally have like at least 3 that we're circulating right now. So if you see any of them and they're like on HBO, we're probably watching it. Fair. So that's been our like really go-to. Pluribus is at the top of my list though. I'm kind
of you want to watch.
Yes, it is. Like it's like we will start it ASAP. I just kind of because it's still coming out, right?
It's still coming out. Yeah, so you might as well wait for it to like all come out.
Yeah, I want to give it a few weekends, I think, and then we'll sit down and watch it. But something we have been like actually watching every night is I realize I've never actually sat down and watched like a full season of Hell's Kitchen. Or not Hell's Kitchen. Is it Hell's Kitchen? Yeah. Is that the one where they
Gordon Ramsay?
It is Gordon Ramsay where they're in 2 teams. I think so.
Oh,
But because he has
all I
so
know is
many of them.
I had a cousin on the Australia one.
Oh
That's all I
shit,
know.
that's cool. But so I've never like actually sat down and realized like it's kind of like Big Brother where they all are in like a house of
Yeah.
sorts too. So like you get to see them compete, but you also get to see like a bit behind the scenes of like them making friendships and like who they actually are and everything. And I thought that was really cool. So we started not the newest season, but the one before that, and we have been
Oh, cool.
binge watching the shit out of that. As far as gaming though goes, I get on, I play some Fortnite, and that's about it.
That's fair. That's
That's
very fair.
it's kind of like my, it sounds so silly to say with it being like a shooter game, but it's kind of like almost my like can turn my brain off in a sense.
Mhm.
Like I can just come play it, like it doesn't necessarily like stress me out too much. Like I stop when I get frustrated and then I'm happy with it and I'm like, okay, move on, watch some TV or something and go to bed.
Fair.
But
Very
yeah,
fair.
you
So on the holiday front,
you're
as you know
a
about me, I love Hallmark Christmas
I
movies,
was gonna say you're a
and
corny.
I've been watching some absolute trash the
Mm-hmm.
past like couple weeks, especially because like I've been working 12-hour days.
Mm,
So I was telling you, like I work my 9 to 5, and then I have to do a bunch of stuff in the evenings. But I have too much going on to then take my work day off. So I have
mm,
like and just work nights. Like I just have to do both. So while I'm doing that, I'm watching just quintessential terrible romance movies set around Christmas where they fall in love. It's 127 minutes of entertainment and they
mm-hmm.
kiss at 125 minutes.
Yep.
And I know every scene that's going to happen in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. But so I've been watching a lot of those. Been going to the movies a lot. Like I said, I went to
Really?
Predator Badlands.
Okay.
I also went to go see the new. I don't know if I mentioned this last time. The new Jennifer Lawrence
Mm-hmm.
and Robert Pattinson movie, the Die My Love, which was awful.
Oh, was it really? Oh, what a
Uh,
bummer. We talked
um,
about them and their movie and how
it,
a lot of people were excited that he was taking on more like an indie role, and then it's sad to hear that it might have
it,
flopped.
well, I don't know if it's gonna flop. I just was expecting more because it was like, oh, this is gonna be a cool art house film, and I was like, this is felt like it was directed by someone who taught university intro to theater.
Mm.
And I just got a little frustrated with some of his decisions and like the way that they chose to construct the character of Jennifer Lawrence's character. If you want to make a movie about someone's like postpartum depression, having them kind of
Oh, I don't
have
need
a
to watch
mental
that. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
no, don't watch it. But it's supposed to be like she has a mental breakdown and ends up in in a hospital and then comes out and
Mm.
but like that happens so late in the movie. But the second scene in the movie is her crawling around on all fours, pretending to be like a bobcat with a knife in her hand, and like creeping up on her baby. And I'm like, that's not where you start if you want to be like, ooh, watch her descent into madness. I was like,
Mm.
she's already there, pal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's there. And it just was tonally weird.
Yeah.
And like I'm a fan of art house films, and it was just bad. It was just bad.
Uh,
But a movie that surprised me was Wicked for Good.
I was gonna. That was another one that I was like, I'm curious because I feel like you were kind of 50-50 on the first one. You weren't
Yeah,
in love with it, so I was curious to see how this one stacked
I
up for you.
I think the first one's better.
Okay.
But that's also just because the first act of Wicked is better, and the
Mm-hmm.
movie is the first act of Wicked. But I was going in with really low expectations, and I thought everyone except for Ariana exceeded my expectations. Ariana Grande, I saw a review that was talking about, oh, like Ariana Grande is going to get an Oscar nomination for this performance, and I was like, so I went in being like, okay, she's going to do something good, and
Crazy.
she was passable, great,
Mm-hmm.
fine,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't like, oh, this is like one of the best performances I've seen this year. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is Ariana Grande doing the same thing she did in the first movie. But I think I think I had fun. Everyone around me cried. I had to. There was a moment, and especially I think it's especially egged on by how weird Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are in the press tour,
I
which I
really
love.
need to
It's
know
iconic.
what is
Um,
happening, but yeah.
but like there's a moment during For Good where they're like, it's like a close up and you see their faces like kind of close and they're like singing into each other's faces. And it was all I could do to not just yell, oh, just kiss already. But I didn't. I didn't. I was a good boy.
It's a
Um,
good boy.
and besides that, I've been doing
But
a lot of like, oh, go ahead.
hold on, before you get outside of movies,
Movies.
you saw Materialist, and you
I
messaged
did
me
see
and
Material.
said we need to discuss. So now I'm
Okay.
interested in your take on Materialist after I told you that I was like, I think it's a kind of monotone movie was the best way to put it.
I found Materialist. Wow, what a weird perspective. So to paint a picture here, the last, I think the director is Celine Song, right? And I believe her only other movie was Past Lives, which was one of my favorite films a couple of years ago. Past Lives is this like really great kind of character deconstruction of this woman who like a lover from her past comes and they reconnect and kind of puts a weird rift in her marriage, and she's in this very tense, very uncomfortable love triangle-y thing. It was incredible. It was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Materialists, I was like, what the fuck is she on? Like, one, so the premise of this movie is the girl, like the main character, Dakota Fanning, is her name, right?
No, Dakota
No,
Fanning is Elle's
no.
sister.
What's her name?
Johnson, Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson. Sorry, I got my Dakotas mixed up. North Dakota is a love guru matchmaker for rich people in New York. Okay, and she's very successful because she's had 5 marriages, and as the movie like kind of outlines, it refuses to outline, I guess, is like, what incentive do you have as a matchmaker to have your matches actually get married? Like, there didn't seem to be any financial incentive. She wasn't like, oh, I need this to get money. She's just like, I need this for love to work out. And then she like goes to like one of the first scenes in the movie, she's like at a wedding, and then all the bridesmaids come up to her like, she's having a crisis, you need to come talk her down. And I'm like, why her? Why are you getting the consultant to come in and like talk you off a ledge? Why don't you talk to your bridesmaids? I don't know. Wouldn't I be kind of insulted if like my bride, like, lifelong friend, be like, no, I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to this person I
Or
paid,
your best friend can't talk you off the ledge too.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need to be talked off the ledge. I don't know.
Yeah. And this, why are they calling Dakota, is something I'm going to come back to in a moment. Because then it's like she meets at this wedding Pedro Pascal, who like seems like a nice man. And they seem to get along and they seem to have similar wants. But then at the same time, Captain America comes into the picture and is like obviously there's a history there that they kind of get into, but they only kind of show the bad parts of their romance, and they only show some good parts of the Pedro Pascal romance. So like, I didn't really root for anyone, and I didn't really like Dakota Johnson's character. And Dakota Johnson is this actor where every time I see a movie with her, I'm like, oh wow, if they only gave her a good script, she'd do great. But maybe it's just her at this point. I go on.
I think it was a really, I love a movie where I can't predict the ending, or it is out of the ordinary. They literally took the age-old theme of new love that's really good and probably very healthy versus the old love that like was great, but maybe you didn't see eye to eye. And it's the new love versus the old love, and the old love always wins kind of thing.
And that's what happened there.
I'm so sorry if you guys hadn't seen this and you wanted to see it. So it's I just felt like the whole point of the movie was her being like, don't settle, get what you want. And not to say that Chris Evans was the settle, but I just feel like we got so far into this to just go, we're going to go right back to age old timelines.
But then they're like, they spent way too much of the movie talking about height. That's the other thing. That was weird. That was so weird, Lizzie.
Short
Like,
kings
why are
live
they?
long, okay? Short
There were
kings,
like,
we love
there
you.
were like, yes, we love short kings, but there were like 15 minutes of the movie where multiple times they talk about this surgery to make yourself 6 inches taller,
Mm-hmm.
and they like it's just like baffling of like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Who cares if someone is 5'6" or 6 foot? Who cares? And the movie, like, that is my takeaway from that movie, was like, maybe if this movie was 6 feet tall, I would like it more.
It just, I just, yeah, I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I just felt like, also, like, looking at the acting across the board, I
Mhm.
don't feel like anybody had any major, like, uh, personality. It just was
No,
all very across the board. And then we got to the end, and I'm like, okay, there was no, like, the excitement wasn't there. I would have been more excited had she went on whatever vacation, he would have proposed, it would have worked out. And
yeah,
I think I would have almost been happier with that. Like, then
there was no
again,
character growth.
yeah, again, it just fell back into this very typical timeline that
And
bummed me out.
oh, you know what else really bugged me? Okay, this is major spoilers.
As if we didn't already spoil the ending.
Okay, there's a moment in the movie where one of her clients has a really awful thing happen during a date, and then they're threatening to sue. And then at the end of the movie, she calls her and is like, this guy is outside my house, won't leave me alone. I don't know anyone else in New York City. Can you come save me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
They did put a
But
lot of, like, of emphasis on Dakota Johnson's, like, character that didn't, like,
yeah,
she's just a hireable person.
is she really your only contact in New
Yeah.
York City?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've never lived there, and I think there are at least 4 people I could like message if I was in that kind of a bind. And it's just like, that whole thing really bothered me. And then I don't think, like, you have a really awful thing about dating, it is especially common in heterosexual, like, romance.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have two women in a room talking for like maybe the first time in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing the only thing that woman got out of that situation, apparently, that character, was, I need a boyfriend so he can protect me from all these other men.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, way to fucking bomb the Bechdel test. Like, this movie should have passed the Bechdel test, and it doesn't. Every scene is women talking to women about dating men. And I was like, that is like the last. If I had that situation, that last thing is like, I got to start dating again.
It 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 was, yeah. I don't think it was the most, like, incredible thing I've ever seen, and that's why I try to tell people, I'm like, it's good. And I think the
It's
big
fine.
pull for me was, it was a really great cast. But again,
Yeah.
kind of back to, like, the Zelda thing, a great cast doesn't always make a great movie.
And I love a bad romance movie, and
Mhm.
I have a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies to recommend over this one. If you want a bad romance movie, hit me up.
um that's so funny. We might need, like, we might need to publicize, like, Alex's top recommendations for Christmas Hallmark
Oh,
movies, and we'll put it up on, like, the Instagram or something, and you guys
I
can check through
I
that
think
one.
we should do a whole episode about the Hallmark Christmas movie in a week or two, where I just walk you through the insanity of some of these movies, where I just break down the plot.
I
We
do.
would have a blast.
I do think I would love to hear some of your top, like, two or three, and maybe actually sit down and, like, at least watch them in the background, and
Oh
then
yeah,
come to the table with my thoughts and stuff.
you can't go into them expecting a good movie.
Oh yeah.
That's the charm of them, is they're awful, and I love them. I love every single one of them in their own way. But there are objectively better ones, and there are worse ones.
So let's talk about how this whole episode is kind of just like a bit of nerdy news
News.
and updates and stuff, starting with what we already talked about, which was the Zelda movie and our thoughts and feelings about that as
Yeah.
we get closer. I definitely would love to know what is going to happen to the person who leaked that information and those pictures, because I can't imagine that they're just like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. No,
I,
somebody's
I
in big ass trouble.
I actually think that might have been the studio leaking it.
Oh, I
That's
mean,
my that's
smart.
my
That'd be
guess.
smart too. You know, we love that too. The
Because you see like the photos looked so staged, and when you like, I don't know if you were around when Rachel Zegler's like Snow White costume leaked, and
mhm.
it was like hyper saturated, and there was no filters and no editing, and it was like just her walking from set, and people got super mad. They're like, why is it so bright? And it was like, well, that's because you need it for the editing. But anyway,
Mhm.
um,
That I'm again smart take though.
yeah,
I wouldn't blame them for doing that. So not. I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm assuming if
me
we
too.
haven't heard anything, then maybe that's it. But the other big thing that we want to chat about, and we're going to try to make this quick because obviously there's a lot of categories here. We're going to quickly go through the game awards nominations. So
Yeah.
the actual game awards have not happened yet. These are just the nominees. I don't know if you watch this live, but holy shit, they fucking ran through this. They were in and out in like 10 minutes. They spent no time wasted.
No, I will watch the Game Awards when they go live, but I won't.
So I don't know if I'll necessarily go through every single one of them because there is a lot of them, but looking at like game of the year though, because that is going to be the big one. That's going to be the one that everybody wants to know about. I think this is a good one to talk about, and then we can kind of like pick through if there's any other ones that we really want to really harp on. But game of the year being Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So I obviously have a very skewed point of view of this because I have played one of the 6 games. But I have very, very, very strong
I
opinions about Expeditions. So
Yeah, which we'll get to at some point when I finish playing.
if that ever happens.
No, December 5th, I start my vacation. I will. That's the top of
Did
my list.
I don't know if
Um,
you saw I posted the
oh, I
uh,
saw Kelly's comment.
yes, and it was very funny. So if you haven't listened to the last episode, we talk about how I've played Expedition. I'm a huge fan. I loved it. I think it was one of the best games I've played in a long time. We have a friend whose name is Kelly, who's Hero Carry on Twitch. Just finished it, and it's on YouTube. Guys, go follow her. And she's on Twitch and she's on YouTube. But she just finished it, and in the end, she was like, "Oh my god, that's so good!" And then we get on here, and Alex is like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to start it." And I was like, "You're starting it because fucking Kelly finished it now, and now you
Which is
want to
true.
play." And she commented on it, and she's like, "Yep, 100%. I am convinced that Alex is playing because I finished it and had rave reviews."
You are
My
correct.
opinion is not good enough anymore, guys.
Look, Kelly's an influencer. What can I say? I'm influenced, and yes, but I mean, I've been wanting to play. It's just, I knew it was a game I'd want to sit down and take my time with, and maybe I'll be able to finish it before the Game Awards because I'm off work starting December 5th. But looking through these, I have played. I've only finished one of these games, but I've played 3, and I've heard quite a bit about 5 of the 6.
Mm-hmm.
And the Death Stranding 2 is there, I believe, right? Because that's a Kojima game, right? And Jeff Keighley just loves Kojima. I think it's going to really come down to Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Really? Okay.
Just because I've seen nothing but phenomenal things about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and like that's, I think, like my friend group in real life outside the internet, like that was kind of their game. But obviously Expedition 33 has had a lot of hype around it. It's gotten a lot of people that are not necessarily into JRPGs into JRPGs, um, and that's great. For me, Donkey Kong Bonanza was a hell of a time. Had a hell of a time with Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I don't think it's gonna.
I was gonna say, I feel like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Hades 2 are in kind of almost Silk Song. Like I, I feel like they're fun and they're great, but I'm not sure that they like are.
No,
I don't know if
they're
they have that. Like, I think they're great. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that they exceed the expectations like Expedition would, or like even like you said, like Kingdom Come does, where like it really like the impact. I will say, Silk Song, the impact was big. I saw a lot of
a,
people talk about it.
a lot of people talked about it, but it wasn't all positive, right? The way that Kingdom Come Deliverance and Clair Obscur was all like a lot of mainly
Mm-hmm.
positive, whereas I think a lot of people were disappointed in Silk Song in that like it was harder than they thought, and there was perhaps some level design differences that they didn't like, you know?
Yeah, I think there's just a difference between like a great game, which can be Donkey Kong and Silk Song, and like these games that have a massive impact, which I think might be closer to like the Expedition and Kingdom Come. And maybe, I don't know. I didn't hear a lot about Death Stranding, so I don't
No,
talk too much about that one, not knowing a lot about it.
that's just Jeff Keighley things, all right? That's just Jeff Keighley being Jeff Keighley,
uh,
and yeah,
if I had to guess though, and maybe again, maybe I'm a little biased, I just think Expedition had such an impact on so many people and how it took the internet by storm that I do
absolutely.
think it might be what takes the win. Not
Uh,
to mention, I think their Expedition got nominated for about 80%
yes,
the of these nominations. I mean, they are on a lot right now. So I think they'll take the cake with Game of the Year, but if they don't, I think we will have multiple wins for them in other spots.
I think it's going to come down. There's the category that's going to be earlier in the night for. There's a best role playing game, right? Um,
Best RPG, and it is Avowed,
it,
Expedition, Kingdom Come, Monster Hunter Wild, and The Outer Worlds 2.
which I think is a pretty decent list, though I would have replaced Avowed with Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon because it's another like like scrolls like game that I just thought was better than Avowed. I thought Avowed
Mm-hmm.
kind of fell off in the second half in a way that I didn't love, but
I think Avowed
um,
just, I feel like it had like such a big bang in the beginning.
yeah,
And then I kind of feel like it did. It fell apart very quickly. People stopped talking about it way too fast. And it definitely grabbed a lot of attention. I mean, it took my attention, but again, people stopped talking about it and then I kind of forgot about it and moved on. If so it's like it's kind of a toss up of how bad did it or how big did it really impact everybody.
yeah, but I think between the two games of Clair Obscur, Kingdom Come, I think whoever wins this category is going to win Game of the Year. So
Mm.
if Clair Obscur wins Best RPG, I think Kingdom Come Deliver. I think Clair Obscur will then win Game of the Year.
Um
That's how I feel.
I do think like it's hard because a lot of these obviously I haven't heard, but I do. There was something best narrative Expedition is also in there, and I do
Oh,
think the narration for Expedition is it is so good for multiple reasons, and I will not say any more because I just don't want to talk about it with a lot of people who haven't finished, including you. Um, but
we
I
will
think,
do a spoiler episode in December.
oh yeah,
So
yes.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. And maybe because it wasn't out in time, I'm surprised that Dispatch didn't get a shout for Best Narrative here.
Yeah, I'm assuming it wasn't because I feel like I've just started to see and hear a lot about Dispatch in the past like 2-ish weeks.
Yeah,
And I
to
feel
me,
like
it's
that's
been
about
about
the
that.
time frame that like well, I guess that would line up because the nominations have been out for a week or two. I will say my husband Dingle played Dispatch, fucking loved it. Thought it
Yeah.
was incredible. From what I've seen of it, it looks very, very interesting. It is a storytelling game.
Mm.
Um, but he he was invested, and I mean, I sit right next to him,
Mhm.
fucking cackling 80% of the time. He thought it
Oh,
was
that's great.
incredible.
So we did a very like belated 30th birthday party for me last weekend. Um, and I was talking to a friend who had just finished Dispatch, and he was like, "Dude, you got to play it." And I was like, I don't own it. I don't have time. I'm not going to spend money on a new game." And then I get a notification like 5 minutes later being like, "So and so has gifted you Dispatch on your Steam." I was like, "Okay." So that's the game I'm going to play after Expedition 33.
Okay,
Is,
good, good,
is
good.
Dispatch.
I think the other one that I thought was interesting was Best Action Adventure.
Okay.
And the reason that I was interested in this one is one, because Expedition's not in there. Because
Good.
again, like, you know, what does it add up to for what do you consider action adventure? But I played Split Fiction,
Yes.
and that game was so fucking good. And I don't think enough people have sat down and played that game with a friend. It was so much fun, and it was so I hate to say it was better than the last one that they did, which is the one with the
Marital problems.
yes, where they look like rag dolls almost, like more like
Something together, right? Or
yeah,
no.
whatever it is. That one was very cute. I mean, don't play it with your kids. It'll terrorize them. There's a doll that gets torn apart in it. It was horrible. But Split Fiction was so much better. It was
Wow.
genuinely just so much better. I thought the story, I cried a few times in that movie or in that game.
Yeah.
Like, it just was a good home hitter. It was so much fun. And there's so many Easter eggs in that game that I think that was also a fun thing to like be like, oh my God, this is from this game and this is from this game. And so that was also just like a fun thing to go through and kind of try to like find. So I would love to see Split Fiction win something just because I enjoyed it so much.
Oh, for sure. Did you see did you see that one of the nominees for best debut indie game like withdrew because he was like, I've made too many games?
Which I think it's the Megabonk game.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. That game also I feel like has gotten a lot of recognition recently. I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of people play it, and a lot of people seem to like it. I think I don't know. I don't hate that he was like, you know what, this is not a debut game for me. I would rather other people get
Oh,
this.
I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, same thing. I was like, I respect you for being like, you know what, this is not for me.
Mhm.
Um, I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that were really. I think best music could go a long way. Again, I think this one's hard because there's so many games that absolutely crush the music scene.
Yeah.
Um, but again, you have when we're talking about best scored music, again, it comes down to Silk Song and Hades, Expedition, Ghost of
Honest,
Yotei, and Death
honestly,
Standing.
like Hollow Knight has some really great music.
I can't talk about any of these because I
You're just
am
such an Expedition 33 fangirl.
I am. It's so
Isn't
bad.
Game of the
It's
Year
just,
enough?
it is. Yes.
Do you think there's going to be any big reveals at the Game Awards? Because sometimes there's
Mm-hmm.
often like big game trailers, what
Mm-hmm.
have you, at the Game Awards. Do you think they'll have anything like that there?
I could see it. I'm curious I don't know what they would do, I guess, though, because I feel like we just got so much lately that like we got Silk Song, we got,
Yeah.
that I don't know. I don't
Do you
know.
think they would show like something to do with like Night Rain DLC or
It'd
um
be the time to do it. I think a lot of people would be very excited about that.
yeah, I wonder if they'll show anything for Witcher 4. That was one game that
Mm.
I was like, that's due for some more information.
Have you started the new Witcher show? I'm protesting it to be real. I don't think I'll watch it.
No, but did you see Henry Cavill is working on a Warhammer show?
I did not.
Yeah.
Well, that would be
Yeah, so
exciting.
So he's going to be. I'm guessing he's going to play Titus, whatever rank they give Titus in the Warhammer show, whether it's lieutenant or captain. But
Okay, okay.
yeah. So I'm hopeful for that.
I just what a fucking clusterfuck that was. Him getting kind of booted and moved around from Witcher. What a bummer. Because now I really am now I'm just angry that I don't think I'll watch it, and I'm just curious what the numbers are gonna look like when it's all said and done. When the season is
Yeah.
done, what is the ratings gonna be? And then what are the
Yeah.
numbers between the last 3 season and this season gonna look like?
I mean, as you know, the only show that's not a Christmas show I'm watching right now is Pluribus. So I've not started New Witcher yet, and I might be with you where I might not watch it. But there's Netflix. They got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix having a lot going on, you wanted to talk about Stranger Things.
Okay, so let me tell y'all something. I sent Alex a list of topics, and I was like, I think this would be really fun to do as news stuff that are really big that's coming up. Stranger Things being one of them. We get
Yep.
we get in the call, and I was like, "Have you seen Stranger Things?" I'm like, "Dog, I didn't put that on there because I haven't seen it." I was like, "That was my concern. Have you seen Stranger Things?" And he's like,
So
"I've seen the first 2 seasons." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, you didn't even get season 3, which is the good one."
Here's the thing with Stranger Things is I don't do well with horror. I watched Weapons a week ago.
That's not horror.
Have you seen Weapons?
No, because I'm a big fucking baby and I don't like horror.
Okay, and I know Stranger Things just looks like a horror show to me.
It's easy.
Okay,
It's not that bad.
I'll give it a chance.
I'm such a baby. I hate anything jump scare. I just don't watch anything that's even remotely scary.
I watched Weapons and I had literal nightmares for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
and I don't even think that it's that bad. Like the last scene in Weapons when they actually defeat the monster is kind of goofy, and I just it's bad for me.
only scary movie that I liked that I actively watched the rest of them was A Quiet Place. And it
Okay, yeah.
kind of scared the shit out of me, but I really just loved. I liked the cast. I love John Krasinski, and I love because that's
Emily
his
Blunt.
wife, right? Isn't it?
Emily Blunt.
Yeah. And I like his wife, and I just think they work really well together. So I thought
They do.
the idea of it was very all of it was just very. I hate to use the word cute, but I liked the whole family aspect, and the daughter is deaf and stuff. So it's I don't know. I really just liked all of it. And so watching the first one, I was scared shitless, but I enjoyed it. And so when the second one came out, I was very excited to watch the second one.
There
That's
have
about
been
as
horror
scary.
movies that I've watched where I've been like, that was nice, but I'm never sleeping again. It Follows, great movie. I never slept again.
That was me. I think the last one that really triggered me that I was like, oh my God, I'm not sleeping, was it wasn't even a movie. It was a game. Oh my God. It's the one where they're all up in the fucking cabin. They end up making a movie out of it.
Until Dawn?
Yes.
Did they make a movie out of it?
Yes. And
Was Hayden Panettiere in it?
no, I don't think so.
Well, then why the heck would they make a movie out of it?
But I watched my husband play it when we were in early college days, I think, or late high school. It was right when it came out. And I remember being like, oh my God, I am not going to sleep. And I didn't. If he was not actively touching me, in bed, sleeping, I was wide awake. I was like, nope, not sleeping. That fucking game scared the shit out of me. That was the last time that I think that I was like, okay, I can't do even remotely scary things. But yeah. On that note,
On that note,
I
the
do
final
think
season.
I don't think Stranger Things is that scary. I can handle it. It's fine. So it's about to come out.
Yeah. On the holidays, it's Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, might I add, Christmas, and then New Year's, right?
Yes. It was really funny though, because they keep on making fun of how long it's taken them to finish up Stranger Things as a whole. It was what other shows have started and ended. It was like the summer I turned pretty. Like there's like a list of like shows that already have wrapped up while they're still working on this. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's about this is the last season. I'm very excited about it. We've been doing like a little rewatch for like me and well, really the buddies have been. I've whenever I can, I'll step in and like watch an episode or two.
Yeah.
Um, and then I and this isn't a spoiler because I don't know what's coming, but everybody keeps on giving out their thoughts of who do they have to kill somebody. They're gonna have to at some point. They're gonna have to let some of these characters go because it's just what's gonna have to happen. And my prediction, because I want it to stand now, is that it is going to be Steve Harrington. And I think he's going to give himself up for those kids or something of the sort.
Well, I
Whether
mean,
it's
his personal life is already blown up, so who cares, right?
he like it's just
Oh
uh,
no, different actor. Never mind. But yeah,
oh
okay, Stephen Harrington.
I think he's gonna be the perfect like everybody likes him, everybody loves him, the character
Yeah.
growth is really good, and then I think they're gonna shatter everybody's hearts by killing him off. That's my just prediction. That's what I think is coming.
I'm going to let me look at the cast
Keep in
and
mind, Alex has
just
seen 1 and 2. Okay, he's only seen seasons 1 and 2.
and I don't even know if I finished season 2. Okay,
What's
so
crazy
let me
is you
just
didn't even get to the good seasons.
what's crazy is I don't care. Okay, no, I will watch it. You want? I bet you by the time we record our next episode, I'll have it done.
Okay,
Okay, I'm just gonna
that is
take a
some
look.
strong ambition right there.
I'm gonna take a look at this cast and just off of their vibe, who looks the most killable?
Oh my god.
Okay. Here's who I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I mean, they're all little twinky little kids. I think it's gonna be this Mike fellow. I think it's gonna be Mike.
Everybody is gonna think it's gonna be Mike or Will. Everybody, of
He
course,
just looks killable.
everybody. I think those are like. I think the kids they'll keep. But yeah, I think everybody, everything I've read online is like it's gonna be Will, which is the main character who gets taken in the beginning. In season 1, that's the kid who goes missing. And then Mike is
He's
like
been through enough.
the best friend. I don't think that they're gonna. I think they're gonna go more. I think it would be an impact, but I don't know. I just have this funny feeling that they're gonna go for the real heartbreaker, and that will be Steve. Again, because I think his character
And
development
why don't
has
you
been
think
great.
they'd kill Winona Ryder?
That would be very sad too. I would be really sad if they kill Winona Ryder because she, God, I love her and
She's
her.
great.
Yeah, her character is great.
I recently rewatched a bunch of the Alien movies,
Mm-hmm.
and watching her in Alien Resurrection was great.
I can't watch the Alien movies. Sometimes trip me out. Those ones scare me.
I actually was fine with the Alien movies.
Those one I don't know. Aliens, I'm like I can't prove that they're not there. Or like
They
a
are
lot
there.
of these like monsters, I'm like you're not real. It's fine. But aliens, I'm
You
like
don't think Vecna's real?
no. But aliens, let me just also put it out there. Aliens are cool. They're great, awesome. Love you.
They exist.
Just spare me if you come, okay? Just spare me. I'm on your side, guys. Okay, I'm on your side. You do whatever you want. Just let me.
You see, I've always thought about that with an alien invasion, and then I watched Pluribus, and I was like, maybe an alien takeover is not that bad.
That's like.
That's all I'll say about Pluribus until you watch it.
That is like, oh my gosh, what was the name of the book? Stephanie Meyer, who wrote Twilight, had another book that she put out. It was actually really, really good, and they made a movie about it. And the movie was meh, but the whole point was that aliens had came down, they invaded our minds, so we didn't really know what was happening. But the whole point was like they're here to help. Like we are gonna destroy our world. They're here to try to help bend and mend the world.
Yeah.
And then I was, that gave me a little bit of hope, but
Octavia Butler had a series. I think that was also the aliens premise. But look, just you need to watch Pluribus, and then we can talk about aliens in depth.
There's a I don't think it's the same series, but The Fifth Wave was also a book about
Mm.
aliens abducting into our mind and trying to. I don't think The Fifth Wave was as nice though. I think they were trying to kill everybody.
I
um,
right now I'm 4 episodes into Pluribus, and it doesn't. I don't. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop of like, here's the evil plot, because right
mm,
now it's just like, yeah, I'd kind of like to be one of the brain people.
mm, mm.
So I don't think I'd want to be the main
Oh my
character
gosh.
who's.
You want to hear my other hot take real quick that
What's your
everybody's
hot take?
they've been giving me not a hard time, but everybody laughs at me when I talk about this in my group chat. Is I told everybody the other day that if a zombie apocalypse happens,
Okay.
that I volunteer as one of the first people. Just take me out. Just
Oh yeah.
I don't want to be part of it. I'm too
Oh
scared.
yeah.
I would.
Zombie apocalypse, nuclear apocalypse. Take me out in the first wave,
Yep.
please.
Just I don't want to be part of your squadron of like we're gonna rally together. We'll defeat. No,
No.
no. Mm-mm.
No. And
I'm out
that's
later. Y'all figure that one out. I'll see you in the afterlife because
absolutely.
you will find me in the basement just crying for my life for the rest of my days. Not even for my life, just because I'm fucking scared. And like I said, I can't handle fucking movies. Never mind real life and zombies running after me. Just be done. Be done. And I don't want to be a zombie either. No.
Just what quality of life is there, you know?
Yeah, mindless, and I'd just rather. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening to the podcast. If you want to
Thanks.
be part of the zombie apocalypse crew, me and Alex are not it. You should
Not
not.
it. If you have a roster, I should not be on it.
Please do not
Me,
nominate us as leaders either. We don't want it.
especially because I don't think any of you live anywhere near me. So.
Well, that's true too. But seriously, thanks for listening. Hope you guys found this entertaining as we went through, just every once in a while. I love a little bit of nerdy news and giving you guys updates, and you guys can listen to Alex and I's weird take on a few
Everything.
different things. But thanks for listening. Find us wherever you listen to your podcast, specifically YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts. And did you have something you wanted to add?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You put your hand up like you were like me, and I was like, oh, okay.
No.
And so yeah,
Sorry.
and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.